You didn't just pick a cat. Something inside you chose it. And that is exactly what no one is talking about. Because science has quietly discovered that the animal you feel drawn to, cat or dog, isn't just a preference. It's a mirror. A mirror showing you the deepest parts of how your mind works, how you love, and sometimes how you hide. So if you're a cat person, stay with me, because what you're about to hear might make you feel seen in a way you didn't expect. And if you're a dog person watching this, trust me, you need to understand the people in your life who aren't. Let's start with what the data actually says. A study at the University of Texas at Austin tested over 4,500 people on the Big Five personality traits, the most respected personality framework in psychology. The results were clear. Dog people were about 15% more extroverted and 13% more agreeable. They were also 11% more conscientious, meaning they planned more, followed through more, and craved structure and achievement. Cat people? They scored significantly higher in two very specific areas, neuroticism and openness to experience. Now here is where it gets dark and interesting. Neuroticism doesn't mean you're broken. It means your nervous system is sensitive. You feel things deeply. You notice things others don't. You carry a kind of emotional weight that most people around you can't even see. Research published in NIH links high neuroticism directly to higher rates of sadness, anxiety, loneliness, and feelings of vulnerability. And here's the uncomfortable truth. People who score high in neuroticism tend to form the strongest emotional bonds with their cats, not because they love harder, but because loving a cat feels safer. A cat doesn't demand constant energy from you. A cat doesn't judge you when you cancel plans. A cat sits beside you in your silence and asks nothing. And for someone whose nervous system is always on high alert, that kind of relationship is not just comfortable, it is a relief. Now here's where psychology goes even deeper. A 2016 Facebook study found that cat people had an average of 26 fewer friends than dog people. But, and this is the part that matters, cat people were invited to more events, not fewer, meaning their connections weren't shallow, they were chosen, earned, real. Cat people don't collect people, they choose people, slowly, carefully, like their cats choose them. And why is that? Because research shows cat people score higher in something called abstractedness and self-reliance. They live more inside their own minds. They think differently. They are, in multiple studies, measured to have higher IQ scores and stronger intellectual curiosity than dog owners. A study by Denise Guastello of Carroll University confirmed this. Cat people scored higher on intelligence tests and were drawn to more mentally stimulating activities in their free time. This is not a coincidence. Introverts and deep thinkers are naturally drawn to animals that mirror their energy, quiet, independent, unbothered by the noise of the world. But here's the dark psychological truth nobody wants to say out loud. Cats are the preferred companion of people who have been emotionally hurt. Not always, not everyone, but research on attachment theory, the science of how we bond with others, reveals something striking. Cat people tend to score higher in anxious attachment styles, meaning somewhere in their past, love felt unpredictable, affection felt inconsistent. People who were supposed to be there weren't always there. And so, over time, the brain learned to protect itself, to love at a distance, to need connection but fear vulnerability. A cat is the perfect companion for this kind of heart. A cat comes to you on its own terms. You can't force a cat to love you. You can't demand its affection. And somehow, for the person who has been hurt by relationships that demanded too much and gave too little, that dynamic feels honest, even healing. So, what does this all mean for you? If you're a cat person, this is what science is actually telling you. You are not antisocial, you are selective. You are not cold, you are careful. You are not lonely because you are broken. You may be lonely because somewhere inside you've stopped believing that people are safe. That is the question that changes everything. Because here is what I want to leave you with. Your cat didn't choose you by accident, and you didn't choose your cat by accident. There is something in you that recognized a kind of quiet, honest, conditional presence, and you reached for it. That is not a flaw. That is your heart still trying, still hoping, still choosing love, just in the safest way it knows how. The next step is learning that you deserve that same love from people too. If this video made you see yourself differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep going deeper into the psychology of who you really are, subscribe to No One Told You This, because that's exactly what we do here.